How to build muscle 5 times faster. What if everything you thought you knew about building muscle was actually slowing you down? Not a little, a lot. Because most people aren't failing in the gym because they're lazy. They're failing because they're following advice designed to keep them busy, instead of advice designed to make them actually grow. I wasted 2 years finding that out the hard way. And by the end of this video, you won't have to. The fix starts here. Before anything else, let's talk about the one thing that separates people who build muscle fast from people who grind for years and stay exactly the same size. Progressive overload. Every single session, your muscles need a reason to grow. More reps, more weight, less rest. Something has to change. Because your body only builds new muscle when it's forced to. The moment your workouts stop being a challenge, your body stops adapting. Most people do the same weights, the same reps, the same exercises for months, and then wonder why they look exactly the same in the mirror. That ends today. But here's the thing. Progressive overload is just the entry point, because there's a mistake almost everyone makes on top of that, one that cancels out half the work you're already putting in. And I'll show you exactly what it is in just a second. Train the muscle, not the movement. You can go through every exercise perfectly and still barely stimulate the muscle you're trying to grow. Moving weight from A to B is not the same as actually training the muscle. Before every set, think about the muscle you're targeting. Squeeze it at the top. Control the negative on the way down. Make the muscle do the work the entire time instead of letting momentum do it for you. This one shift will make your current workouts more effective than adding an extra day to your week ever would. But training harder isn't always the answer. In fact, for a lot of people, doing more is the exact thing that's killing their progress. Stick with me because this next part goes against almost everything you've been told. The volume trap. More sets, more exercises, more days in the gym. That's what most people reach for the moment results slow down. And it's exactly the wrong move. Your muscles don't grow in the gym. They grow when you're recovering from the gym. Every set you do sends a signal to your body to adapt and rebuild. But there's a point where you send so many signals that your body can't keep up. Recovery breaks down, growth stalls, and you're left grinding harder for less and less return. 10 to 20 hard sets per muscle group per week. Not 30, not 40. Quality sets taken close to failure with enough rest to actually recover. Less volume than you think, harder than you're used to. That's the formula. And recovery is exactly where most people are quietly destroying their results without even realizing it. What I'm about to tell you next is the part most people completely overlook. And it has nothing to do with what you're doing in the gym. The thing killing your gains that has nothing to do with training. Sleep. Not the most exciting answer, but the most honest one. Human growth hormone, the hormone most responsible for muscle repair and growth, is released primarily during deep sleep. Not during your workout, not after your post-workout shake, while you sleep. 6 hours a night and wondering why your gains have stalled? That's your answer right there. 7 to 9 hours isn't optional. It's a non-negotiable part of the muscle building process. You can have the perfect program, the perfect diet, and still leave the majority of your results on the pillow every single night. Fix your sleep, and your body starts working for you instead of against you. But there's still one more piece that almost nobody talks about. And once I show you this, the way you think about nutrition is going to change completely. Protein. But not the way you think. You already know protein builds muscle. That's not the insight. The insight is distribution. Most people eat 1 or 2 big protein meals a day and wonder why recovery feels incomplete. Your body can only use so much protein for muscle synthesis in one sitting. Spreading your intake across 3 to 4 meals keeps muscle protein synthesis elevated for longer throughout the day. Aim for 0.7 to 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight daily. Spread it across your meals. Stop treating your post-workout shake like a magic fix while neglecting the other 23 hours of the day. You do all of this, and you're already ahead of 90% of people in the gym. But none of it matters without what I'm about to tell you last. This is the part most people never want to hear, but it's the only thing that actually ties everything together. The real reason you're not growing. It's not your program, it's not your genetics. It's not the supplement stack you haven't tried yet. It's consistency. Real, boring, unglamorous consistency. The people who build muscle fastest aren't the ones with the most optimized spreadsheet or the most expensive gym membership. They're the ones who show up, who eat enough, who sleep enough, who push a little harder than last time, every time, who give their body a reason to grow, and then get out of the way and let it happen. 2 years of doing the basics correctly will build more muscle than 5 years of chasing shortcuts. Every single time. The decision. You came here wanting to build muscle faster. Here's the honest answer. Progressive overload every session. Feel the muscle on every rep. Train hard, but don't overtrain. Sleep like it's part of your program. Spread your protein through the day and show up consistently enough to let the process actually work. That's not 5 things, that's one decision. The decision to stop looking for the shortcut and start respecting the process. Make that decision once. Apply it every day. The muscle will follow. Captain Gains out.